Hey guys, Al here. Thanks so much for stopping by. We are talking Into the Badlands today. A special thank you if you are a guest, and let's get into it. But before we do, guys, just give me a little bit, give me a second to say thank you, because you guys have done something that I've wanted so long on this channel, and it's happened around the show that I happen to love and I personally think is the best show on TV, and that is the engagement. You know, you make these videos and they're fun for me to make, and I love this form, this medium, YouTube, because I feel like this is a way for us to really connect. But the comments, man, like what you guys have shared in the comments have been just so amazing, because that's the fun part for me when I get the notification that someone commented, because you guys get my opinion when it comes to this, but when I get to hear your feedback on what I shared, it's just amazing because you see things differently than I do. So when we get into this show, that's what I love, the fact that someone says, no, Al, it can't be that way because remember this in certain episode, and I'm like, man, yeah, I forgot about that. So the fact that the comments are really lighting up, thank you guys so much, because that is a big, big part of why I do this, to have some community, and a global community at that, around the show. So I just want to say thank you guys. I hope it will continue. We can just really get into it around the comments, especially on this platform, because you know a major goal of this channel is to really build some community around this show on this platform and to push this show on YouTube to give it as much exposure as we can. So I just want to say thank you guys, and okay, that's it. So let's get into it. So a lot of people have theories about who Sunny's sister is. And I did reach out and I got some official confirmations. I can't say who shared what, but I did get some official confirmation. So I do want to dispel two things right now, so we can put it to rest. Sunny's sister is not the widow. And some of you guys say, of course it's not the widow. But listen, I'm not gonna even act like I didn't think it was the widow at one point, because I did. But it's not the widow. It is not the master. And that's where a large majority of you guys thought that it was the master. And I'll admit the master is a great choice. It just makes so much sense, but it's not the master. So it is official of official that Sunny's sister is actually a new character. And the reason I say official of official is that some of you guys even said in the comments that there was an article a while ago where they said that Sunny's sister was going to be a new character in the show. So that is true. Whoever she is a new character, which actually for me is kind of exciting, because I like when we bring new characters into the narrative, because they always bring something new and fresh for us to kind of get into. Like when the Black Lotus came, now we're all wondering what's their deal, how they play into this narrative, how they are part of all that's going on in the grand scheme of the mythology of the Badlands. So I'm looking forward to Sunny's sister actually joining the cast and seeing what she's like. I'm telling you, you know what, you guys? I think that we're going to be surprised, because there's also a lot of speculation. A lot of people feel like Sunny's sister is the one that locked Sunny's gift on the boat. I don't think so. I don't think so. I would not be surprised if Sunny's sister is a regular person. I wouldn't even be surprised if Sunny's sister does not have the dark gift. We'll see. But I don't think that Sunny's sister is the one that locked his gift on the boat. I think that whoever that was that locked Sunny's gift on the boat was a master. And my reasoning for saying that is this particular person uses some different skills, or uses a skill that we've only seen masters do. Because you think about the fingers lighting up, we've only seen that done from, what, 2 people, unless I'm wrong, and let me know if I am, but we've only seen it done from Imkara, and we've only seen it done from the master. So I think that this person on the boat was a master. I'm not sure why he or she was there, but I definitely think that they were a master, and they may have been there to look after Sunny because they knew who in fact he was, or what in fact he was. I'm not sure. But what we do seem to know is that whenever there is a master around, there is normally a congregant of dark ones that are there as well to kind of guide them or help them in some kind of capacity. So that's just a theory about that. So I also have another theory about the Meridian chamber. I was thinking about this, and you know what? Pilgrim said something that was interesting when he was talking to MK, kind of trying to get MK to buy into his vision of Azura. He makes the statement to MK, I can't remember exactly how it goes. If somebody knows, you can put it in the comments, about the Meridian chamber that makes me think that there's more than one Meridian chamber. I would not be surprised about that. And the location where they are, where the Meridian Chamber is currently, where the transfer happens between Pilgrim and Sunny, is only one spot. I almost view it like churches that have different locations in different places, in different states and countries all over the world. So I think that the idea of Azra is bigger than just a centralized location, and that there are likely Meridian chambers all over the place that have a certain function. Maybe one of those functions is the function we saw between Pilgrim and Sunny. I'm also going to go out and say that I would not be surprised, and I'm basing this on something that Mkara said, if Sunny is not the only catalyst. And that is because she calls him a catalyst. Now, it is interesting to note, and I could be nitpicky here, so feel free to say so if you think so. She refers to Sunny as a catalyst. A makes me think that there's possibly more than one. Although Cressida refers to Sunny as the catalyst. So that's interesting, right? But I tend to think that there are probably Meridian chambers all over the place. And we could have different catalysts. We could have different people that occupy the role that Pilgrim occupies as well. So it'll be interesting to see how all that comes into play as the world expands. So anyway, those are some theories that I was thinking about concerning the show that I just felt like I would put out there. And if you see some of my earlier videos, you'll see that my position has changed a little bit. So one of the great things about this show is that this show has so many layers. And this is when I start to get excited, right? This is when I start to rant about the show, because I think it's so unfortunate that it doesn't appear that AMC really knows what they have on their hands. I don't know. For whatever reason, AMC is not pushing this show. Maybe it's something contractual with the other shows that they had on deck. I don't know. But this show is so unique. And I'm sorry if I'm beating a dead horse, but if you're hearing this for the first time, maybe you'll appreciate it. The genre, the dystopian genre that this show is set in, is done in no other way that we've seen, and that includes The Walking Dead. This is not an argument about what show is better, but it's just an argument about the genre, because The Walking Dead is a dystopian genre as well. And we have tons of shows and movies like that, but we have nothing that's within this genre that has the feel and scope and tone and mythology that Into the Badlands has. And it's because it mixes so many genres into one just amazing and cohesive mythology, which is the Badlands. It looks different, it feels different, but at the same time we recognize it as dystopian. And that's one of the things that's just so special about the show. I'm not going to get into it because I feel like full-blown rant going on, and I don't want to do that. Needless to say, you know that we are excited about this show. So guys, I wanted to share that with you, but I wanted to ask you this as well. And I'm going to close on this. Oh, I actually did do a short video. How about that? I'm going to close on this. It'll be interesting to see what the watch time is on this. So I always make the claim that I think this is the best show on TV. I'm just convinced. Like, I don't think that you can watch this show and not be hooked. I'm sure it happens, but almost everybody I have introduced this show to loves this show. I'll give you the challenge. So what I've always said is, if you watch the first 10 minutes of episode 1, season 1, you'll be hooked. I've not had anybody who has done that who has not been hooked, from my buddies to my wife. So I'm going to give you that challenge and see what happens. And I know that some of you guys have said that in the comments as well. You expose the show to other people and they're hooked. The show needs more exposure. So having said that, I don't want to forget to say, when you're talking about this show, rock the hashtag Into the Badlands to try and give this show as much exposure as you can. So I just wanted to mention that. But I do want to know this, because when I make that comment, some of you guys say in the comments, well, yeah, it's a good show. Maybe second best, maybe not the best. A lot of you guys like Game of Thrones as #1. Some people have thrown out Vikings, which I've never seen, but I've always wanted to get into it because I've heard good things. Some people have thrown out The Blacklist with James Spader. I love James Spader, and I was covering The Blacklist heavily. Well, not covering, I was watching it. I didn't have the YouTube channel at that time. But that's a show that I really love. So what I want to know is, what other shows are you guys watching that you think is something that I would enjoy based on the fact that I love Into the Badlands? Because if it's something that you guys love, and I just love the dialogue with you guys, let's pick it up. Let's get into it. And we can have some discussion around that as well. So let me know what that is in the comments below. I'm fascinated to know actually also what shows you guys do watch outside of Into the Badlands. I'm just curious now, because some of you guys are such big fans of Into the Badlands, what other shows you have kind of on your watch list. So let's get some discussion going around that, and maybe we can incorporate that into the channel. So that's very exciting. So guys, that's it. That's all I have. It's a short video. Amazing, isn't it? Because normally these videos are so long. Guys, I do appreciate you watching. Make sure that you check the videos that I'm going to link up to my left or my right, or they'll be somewhere around me, and then there'll be that pop-up subscribe button. If you're new here and you're looking for a community, then make sure you subscribe, and let's get into it. We do love this show. We do at least 2 videos around this show a week, sometimes more, sometimes less. It depends on what's going on, but we always get in one. My goal is to produce more. I've been challenged to try and do a video a day around this show, which is a lot. But the good thing is there's so many things to talk about around this show, so many pieces or parts of the onion, as they say, to peel back. So there's a lot to get into, so that's exciting. So before we go, a couple of things I want to highlight. Make sure that you check out Third Person's latest video. I believe it's their latest video. I guess that depends on when you're watching this, but they did an interview with Giovanni Lipari, the costume designer. Guys, you have to check this out, because after you see that interview, you're going to have much more of an appreciation for the costume design, because he deep dives into it and he talks about his theory behind it and all that. It's a really, really good interview, and I'll put a link to that in the description below. I will also put a link to the Facebook group in the description below as well. You gotta go over there. It's an international group. It's an amazing group. I always say that we're probably closer now to maybe 9,000 plus. I'm a part of that group. The guys at Third Person are a part of that group, and it's just an amazing, amazing group. So make sure you check those guys out, and again, a link to that in the description below. Guys, if you like this, please give it a thumbs up. I'm looking forward to connecting with you in the comments so that you can get into what we talked about today. And I also want to hear the shows that you like. I'm really interested to know what that is as well. Thank you so much. Make sure that you subscribe. If you're new here, thank you for visiting. Hopefully you will become a part of the community. And with that, I will see you on the next video. Peace.